Alright, so a couple of months, maybe a month and a half back, we ended up towing our bridge out. When we towed the bridge out, the bridge kind of slid forward into the bed, and I didn't really notice anything because I had the plow on. The plow takes over the hydraulics for the dump body. And then when I did get it to dump, although you're not going to be able to see it from this angle, I discovered that this part of the bed had been pushed in. So what I'm going to do is try and pull that back, because right now this, which is supposed to sit flush, is not. You know, like I said, you really can't see it from that angle. It's in that far. That's quite a bit. So anyways, that's got to be fixed. So I'm going to probably pull this out into the yard. So I got to take the bed liner out, and then we'll see. Alright, that's supposed to be perfectly smooth like the sides right. Well, not that perfectly smooth either, but that's definitely okay. This is my chainsaw scabbard. You drop the saw down in there, and then it rides comfortably here in the back. And I've done some finger grips back there, so I can just, in theory, pull this thing up and out of there. But with no camera person to watch me, I guess you're just going to have to believe that this works. Okay. So you can see the bed liner would normally completely cover this. Wowzers. Well, that's something. Oh yeah. And so here's my chainsaw scabbard. To basically just put a couple of pieces of pressure treated on here, screw it down, making sure to avoid where the chainsaw was gonna go through, and just did a plug cut all the way through. So that's my trick there. These are just pieces of oak. Hey man, what's up, dog? And they're just cut to be the same size as the slots there. Nothing magical there. So this was my crowning jewel here. So these hand slots that I used, I just ended up taking my circular saw, and I just made little cuts going all the way across here, and then just kept running the saw left to right, which is exactly what you're not supposed to do with a circular saw. Definitely should never do that. But in my case, it worked out perfectly, and it works great as handholds. So yeah, don't do what I do, but it worked out awesome. So yeah, before I can get that piece off or do anything with it, I may just try and use the come along to pull it back first, but then I need to take the bed liner out, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I've seen two hands for this. Just so you can see, these holes are pretty good sized. And this is the hardware that they gave you. They're self-tappers. And they've got a shoulder on them so that the bed can move around a little bit, but it doesn't, so it doesn't crack the bed liner, but it can't move around too much. Except for now, when the bed's bent. Okay. Any screws? I think there's any more in there. I think it's just because this thing's been in here for ever. Oh. Probably good I took this thing out, so let's really paint this before I put this bed liner back in. Hello, you. Hello. 30 degrees. Best time ever for a hose, right, Ted? It's gonna decline on that, I'll bet you. bad. I think I might have ice in the line from last night. Yeah, well, that went well. Should be working okay. Maybe just didn't let it go long enough. I just need chunks of ice or anything out of it. There's ice. It's only in the handle itself. So I'll fix that. That's much better. Let this hold out. So I'm going to use my come along. Just going to take a little piece of wood, shove that underneath here. Hopefully put the come along against that so I don't dent the body. Hopefully it'll bring it back in a nice, fairly even bend. It doesn't need to be beautiful because there's going to be a bed liner in here, but it definitely needs to be straighter than that. Alright, new plan, because it wouldn't fit exactly what I want, like I wanted it to. Ended up taking a piece of wood that's about the same size, and that should at least help. So I got it at the first bend, and we'll give this a pull. Okay, so here's my come along, and that bar's pre-bent, so ignore that. I figured I'd use this. Oh, I do want that. Nice and flat there. Okay. Now let's see how this works. It's actually working remarkably well. I did not expect that. There's a little bit of warp on this, but I can beat that out with a metal hammer. Now I'll go hit the other side. Okay, got the hook on there. I'll set here. Let's see if we can bring this back a bit. And this went really a lot easier than I was expecting. Huh. I really shouldn't be that surprised because it is really thin sheet metal, but I kind of figured it was going to just bend up in, you know, beer can fashion. Other than that little niblet I got right there, it really doesn't look that bad. All right, here. You saw probably any of that, but good enough for government work. Alrighty then. I will take that. I mean, you can still see the dents, but obviously, this is a utility vehicle. This is not a car that I'm putting on the market. But that should work fine. I'm pretty happy with that. Lower that thing all the way down. There we go. Yeah. Much better. Okay. Now I'll do something with this bed here because that's not great. I suppose I should have figured there'd be this much rust underneath here. At least none of the holes are through yet. Well, they're not holes. At least none of the surface rust has gone through. So we got that. Alright. It's back together. I got my bed liner back in there. I sprayed some paint in there because I figured if I could get some paint on, that's not going to hurt. So I got some flat black. Sprayed all underneath there, so got a little least off a little bit. I got my headboard back in again. And now you can see how it lines back up, so I won't have to worry about anything getting up and over and jumping into the engine area. Well, you can't see anything in there, but yeah, that'd be good. So anyways, another project down. Well, here's the plow. That's off for the winter. I got my pistons guarded. I like to keep this stuff covered, so I just use this stuff here. That way, just in case somebody drops a tool or something in the shop, it doesn't damage the pistons. I just gotta make sure I take it off when I get ready to go plowing again. And leave everything on a little four-wheel drive cart, so I can roll that to wherever I need to go with it. Okay. Well, that's it. Oh, I had a question about that scabbard before, so I'll show you how that works. So I just did a plunge cut. That's it. Saw runs there, sticks to the bottom. It's got just enough clearance, and I've angled it out enough so if for some reason I do forget and dump, it will come back down and not damage anything. And that is it. Game over.